Yep. What is good?
Good.
Everything is gravy. How you doing, homie?
Chilling like a villain on penicillin, making a million like Brad Pitt.
Shakey Vibe Podcast, episode 8.
8 episodes already, brother. We knocking it out the park.
Doesn't seem like that long though, right?
Felt like we started our first one yesterday. Now we over here having all these banging ass interviews with these banging ass artists.
We got a banger today.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. How many people we got here? Oh, do you want to start this? Because I got some questions for this man.
We can start this right now. Let's bring him in, without hesitation.
Ladies and gentlemen, bringing to you right now the Cypher Assassin, the Flow Flipper, my man, DK motherfucking rap artist. What is good, my guy?
What's crackulating? I like that. The Cypher Killer.
The Cypher Killer. You have been killing every single cypher you have been in. I was just telling Shakespeare that.
Facts.
It's funny because I've been trying to. I feel like I need to stay away from ciphers because I'll be in every cipher pretty much, and they're gonna be DK's in this one again. Of course he is.
Bro, every time I see your name on the cipher, I get excited.
I'm glad. I'm glad that people don't feel the way I feel because I like being on the ciphers. They're a cool time.
Ciphers are dope. I just started as an artist entering the ciphers myself, and it's like every cipher I've heard you in, you eat. You get more hungry, and you just eat. You eat those beats crazy. And what we also spoke about, me and Vibe off camera, is you never really spit the same flow. You're always switching it up. Is that something you do consciously going into it?
Well, I mean, I normally break down every verse I write is normally a four bar section. Every 4 bars I'll change the scheme. That's kind of normally my rule of thumb. I try not to put too much thought into it because I get in my own head, and then I end up not writing anything because it's not good enough and it's not as good as the last thing or whatever. So I've kind of struggled with that a lot. So nowadays I just I don't overthink it. I just write the shit. Whatever comes out, comes out. If it's whack, it's whack. If people like it, they like it. And that's it. I think it's the best way to go about it.
Dope.
Now, how excited were you? Because I got excited like crazy when Hobson's gave you that shout out with Stevie Knight in them.
Yeah, that was Hobson for me. He's in my top 5. So I listen to my personal top 5 of who I listen to the most would probably be M, 50, Hobson, this English rapper called Chip, and I don't know who. I haven't worked out who the 5th person would be. I feel like everybody else I kind of listen to equally, so I haven't really figured it out. But yeah, so Hobson being up there for me and being able to rap for him, that I was happy. I was like, shit, I don't give a fuck if I win. Like Hobson fuck with my shit.
You already won.
Facts.
Yeah.
That's a W right there in itself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
that's
also,
a straight W.
I feel like I had something to prove in that tournament because I like a lot of people doubt me. A lot of people like, like for when I went up against Grizzy, everybody was saying Grizzy's gonna wipe the floor with me. So that doubt right there, I was like, okay, well wait till they hear me rap, and we'll see what they think then. And then I swapped it around. I like Grizzy did beat me, but I feel like I was the people's champ. Like the chat was fucking with me heavy. So
see, Grizzly beat you just because you put that narrative out there. They put the narrative out there already. So going into something like that with people already saying that you're going to get mopped,
yeah,
I honestly didn't think so, but that's my own opinion. That's just what I think. I mean, Grizzy, he's fire, but I think you took it. But
yeah,
my vote didn't matter.
A lot of people, it was kind of like a very down the middle. Like at first, it was like like sided towards Grizzy, but like after, it was definitely more like there's people on both sides. Some people thought he took it, some people thought I took it. And to be honest, I personally feel like maybe Stevie would have, if Stevie didn't have Dax on as the guest judge, I think Stevie probably would have went with me. But I feel like because Dax was so like, oh, Grizzy won like straight away, and then like I feel like what's the point of getting a guest on, and then like you get a guest judge on and then ignore him and not go with what he says. Do you know what I mean? At that point, he might as well have just not had him on. And then he was kind of like, yeah, but DK did have some really dope shit. And then in the end, like he just went with what Dak said and said that Grizzy won. But I honestly think that Stevie probably would have went with me. That's just the vibe I got, but I don't know. But like I said, I'm happy with the way that it turned out because I feel like my best shit that I did in that tournament was the last round I did, and that was the shit that Hobson heard.
Right.
So like that shit, it was actually underrated as fuck. Like I don't think people even realize how well written that shit was. I didn't even realize how well written that shit was, and I was like, oh, it's okay. And then the more I listen to it now, I was listening to it the other day actually, and I was thinking like, Kinel, like this is actually like really fucking good. Like,
brother. When you said something with the king and the L, because the king moves in an L. And when you said that, I lost my fucking mind.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, so like starting off, like first of all, like like okay, let's take like the new M track, right, with Dre. Like M said, me and Dre are like dog hair because we're in our lab coats like retrievers, right?
Yeah.
And it's a cool bar, but if you think this is the way I look at it. If you take away the double meaning, what when Eminem said me and Dre are like dog hair, does it mean anything? It like, do you know what I mean? It takes away all the meaning. But if you take what I said, where I said, instead of selling crack, I learned how to rap like a rat. I got the cheese and made it out of the trap. If you take the double meaning away from that and you just take that literally, like I came from a shit place and like a literal rat, I got the cheese and made it out alive, and that trap didn't fucking kill me. And I got out of this shit place that I was in, and I got out, right? So just as a literal meaning, it makes sense. But then the double one, that like I got the cheese, the money, and made it out of the drug trap. Like that double, like it makes sense without the double and with the double, and I think that's very important to have that thing. And like it makes so much sense with the context of. Like, it's not just a wordplay for the sake of it. And then same with all the chess scheme, like you said, because I was against Queenie. So, you know, every king needs a queen. And then I said, they want me to behead the queen like Henry VIII, which I don't know if you guys studied Henry VIII in America, but yeah, he used to behead his wives.
Yes.
But I knew that he used to behead all of his wives.
Oh God, brother! Like it's just your doubles and triples, the metaphors and the schemes and cadence. It's always on fucking point, bro.
Yeah, I'm honestly so proud of that verse. And as well, when I said as a king, I play my position to move forward. I do me. I don't care if you're better across the board. So check this. I know that I did well, took the L because that's the only direction a knight can move in. Like that whole thing, like better, like obviously a king on the chessboard, and he moves one square. So like but he's the most important piece on the chessboard, and he plays his position. But the queen, she moves across the whole board, so she's better across the board. She can move in any direction, any amount of squares. Like that whole thought process. It's like, I don't care if you're better than me at rap in every single way. Like, you're better across the board. It doesn't matter, because I'm gonna just do what I do, and that's it.
Right.
Like, I don't care if I'm better than you, if I'm not. Do you know what I mean? Like, that was that verse is I wish people went back and just really paid attention to that verse, because it's really a good piece of work, in my opinion. And I don't say that about everything of mine. Like, it's pretty much just that, like, and a few other things.
Now you got this new album coming out, Supernova 2?
Yeah.
Aftermath?
Yeah.
Tell me, what was the thought process when you were making this album or EP?
So with the first one we did, Banksy said to me, let's do an EP. And I was like, okay. He was like, really? I was like, yeah. All right, let's do it. So then we sat on Discord, and we made that shit in like a week. Like, we just sat in Discord every day, and we just smashed it out. And we put that out last year. Sorry, not last year. It was this year, but right at the beginning of the year. And that was when, like, I don't know if you guys are aware, but at that time, I was like, okay, what am I going to do to promote this shit? And then As Is came out and dissed Eminem.
And you did the As Is diss. Yes, yeah. I remember.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, maybe I could diss As Is as like a publicity stunt.
Wow.
And get like attention on the EP. So Banksy was like, I don't know if it's a good idea to just randomly diss someone. And I was like, well, who gives a shit? Nobody likes As Is anyway. Facts. So I might as well use that to my advantage. Like, nobody's gonna care that I diss him, because nobody fucking likes him. So I went with it, and I just did it for the clout completely. Like, I admit that. Because like, it's just a business move. Do you know what I mean? You got to play the game, and that's it. Like, people can shit on it all they want, but I'm not like hiding the fact. I tell people I did it to promote my EP. I was open about it. I did that shit. That shit garnered by itself enough attention to get Shaq to react to it, which is crazy. That fucking helped push the first one. So then we was like, well, we'll do another one like towards the end of the year. That was the plan. So then I was just, chilling, just making music slowly but surely. And I had a little hook here and a little verse there and a song here and a song there. And then I just kind of was like, we kind of just said, oh, maybe we should like do the second EP. And I was like, yeah, all right, fuck it. And then I was like, well, I've got this song and I got that song and I got this hook. And then he was like, well, I've got this and that. And then we just finished up the shit and that was it really. And
that's fire.
Yeah, it came about very, very natural, because it was just music that we was just making anyway. Because like me and Banksy, we talk every day. We're always chilling in Discord or whatever. So like, we just work on shit. Like, he hears everything I'm making. He might be like, oh, let me jump on that or whatever. So it's just very like, it's very organic.
That's dope. Where are you from? Born and raised, for the people that might not necessarily know.
I'm from England, near London, just on the outskirts.
Okay. So and that's where you are now?
No, I live in Finland now.
That's dope.
Yeah, my wife is Finnish. So that's why I live in Finland.
Okay, bet. We're here live on the Shakey Vibe podcast. We appreciate everybody for joining us. We got DK, rap artist, live in the house. We're taking your questions from the chat. Don't be shy. Throw your questions in the chat. We'll throw them DK's way.
Now, I got one serious question that I need to know. When you sit down, because you're very intricate with the way you write, like very. And when you sit down, how long would it take you? Like for, let's say, I'm trying to take a cipher out. The last cipher you were in, how long did it take you to write that?
The last cipher was the Stevie Knight one.
Right.
That cipher, I actually did it really quick, like 20 minutes. And the reason why is because I was actually going on holiday to Spain at the time, and I was leaving the next day. So I was like, okay, I need to get everything done like today because tomorrow I'm leaving. So I just was like, I just chucked on the beat and I just quickly just wrote it. And yeah, 20 minutes I was done. Then I just quickly recorded that shit and that was that.
That's
So
dope.
Christ.
that one was pretty effortless. But that's why I don't think that was like anywhere near one of my best verses. It's just kind of just a normal verse.
It was still fire. Stop it. It was fire.
It was all right. Like I had maybe one or two okay bars in there. I don't think there was anything that was like super like. There was nothing compared to like like the Hopsin one I was just talking about. That one right there. That's like really.
That was a whole different level though.
Yeah, that I can't even think.
Well, as an artist, we're always our worst critic. So, like at the end of the day, you're always gonna analyze your shit more than everybody else. But to be on a cipher of that magnitude, even like, yeah, you wrote it in 20 minutes, but if you weren't fucking with it, you wouldn't have sent it in at the end of the day.
Right.
Yeah,
Like, real is real. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean sometimes like I've got a song called like No Sucker MCs, and it was for a contest, and I wrote that shit, and I was like, I thought it was really good, and then I like recorded it, and it just didn't come out good at all, and then I re-recorded it again, and it didn't come out good, and then I re-recorded it again, and I still wasn't happy with it, but I was just like, oh, whatever, this is as good as it's gonna get. So I put it out. I nearly scrapped the whole thing. I put it out, and I listen back now. I'm like, there's nothing wrong with it. Like it was like I nailed it. Like, but it's that at the time of like recording, I'm so like I need to nail this shit. Like it needs to be like how it is in my head. But then once like I forget what it's like in my head, and then I listen months later, and I just take it for what it is. I'm like, oh yeah, it was fine. Sometimes it isn't. Sometimes I do listen. There are a few spots in that cipher where I listen and I'm like, for example, when I say the line, fuck, what was it? Man, I got the cheat code left, down, right, up, L1, X square, right, up, R2. I'm a shine like stars do. I got my back, I don't need you. That bit, when I say I got my back, I don't need you. I don't know, like that line just could have been recorded a bit better. Like, I got my back, I don't need you. Like, just the way I said it, I don't really like it. But yeah, I guess that people don't really notice the shit, I guess, because it's just in my head of like, that could have been better. Like, but I don't know. I think that's what makes me good, because like, I pressure myself a lot. Like the self-doubt is like a double-edged sword. It helps you get better because you constantly feel the need to be better. But at the same time, it holds you back because it might demotivate you and make you feel like, I don't know. I feel like if I was really confident, like some people are like, mate, I'm gonna get in the studio, I'm gonna make bangers, this is easy. And they have that mind state, and then they go in and whatever they make, they're like, mate, this is so fucking sick. So then they constantly want to make music because everything they make they think is really good. But when that's not the case, and you make something and you spend a lot of time on it and you go, oh, it's not that good, that kind of makes you not want to make music as much. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah, so it kind of holds me back a lot, in a way.
But as an artist, we're also like our worst critics and stuff like that. So sometimes stuff that we don't think is that hot is what other people like the best from us. It's just weird.
And sometimes the other way around. Sometimes some shit that you might think is really fucking good, others are like, oh,
exactly.
I don't really like it.
Exactly. Facts.
You never know. You honestly never know what people are going to like. So
what was the best collab?
Out.
And of all the collabs you've been fortunate enough to make, what was the collab that when you got, like when it was all coming together and in fruition, you looked at the artist that was on the other side of that collab and you're just like, holy shit, yes.
So in terms of like who I was working with, or in terms of like this, like that I really like the song,
the fan in you, and seeing the other name on alongside that track.
I'd probably say like Dan Ball. Like the I put out a Phasmophobia rap with Dan Ball the other day. So like I remember it was probably like 2012, and my friend who I went to college with, he was around my house, and he was like, "Oh, like because he obviously knew I rapped and shit, and he wasn't really like a big rap fan or whatever. He's more like a nerdy guy, and he was like, "Oh, like I watched this guy who does like gaming raps and like he's sick." Like, and he showed me him, and I was like, "Yeah, he is sick." And so I kind of just watched him from like 2012. Like not like consistently, like I weren't like subscribed to him, like watching every video he made, but I did check the odd videos here and there and stuff, and I always respected him as an artist. I was like, I know he makes gaming music, but he's sick. Like when it comes to the writing ability, he's sick, like proper sick. Like if you go listen to like his shit, the way where he rhymed homophones, oh my god, like every line is a homophone, and it's so fucking good. He had some like what he said like racing the track with me, you'll blow your tire out. Go face to face with me, you'll blow your tire out. Or I don't know, like just everything he said, it was like rhyming the same thing with the same thing, but with two different meanings.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it was sick, like proper sick. So like fucking yeah, like being able to get Dan Ball on a song all these years later and be cool with him, and we're just chatting and shit, and I'm like, I never would have imagined in 2012 like that I'd be working with him and be on his channel and shit all these years later. Like I never imagined that I'd even get anywhere. So that's probably like the craziest one. Like, at least from like my solo shit anyway, because being on the YouTube Cypher too, that was crazy.
Yeah.
With fucking Mac Lethal, Quadeca, fucking Dante, fucking just like, yeah, it's just crazy. Like the names on that cipher, like
that was crazy. Yo.
Yeah.
Now, who is it that you want to collab with next? Like somebody that you've been wanting to collab with for a minute now, and it's possible that you might be able to collab with them.
I don't know, because the possibility part is where it throws me off, because there's a lot of people I want to work with, but I think if it would have been possible, I probably would have done it already. There are people that I've spoke, like I really want to work with like Luke Gorn, for example, and we've spoke about working, but we just never did. He was like, "Oh, I'm too busy at the moment," or whatever. Do you know what I mean? So it's like
timing's
like,
not right. Yeah.
Yeah, but like I'm just kind of the guy that just like, when things happen, they'll happen when they're supposed to. Like if shit doesn't happen, then I'm just like, oh, it was just not meant to be. Because sometimes you have a plan, and your plan doesn't go according to plan, but later on you realize, oh well, but that happened, and then this happened because of that, and then this happened, which is even better than that. Okay, here's a perfect example. I wanted to be on the YouTube Cypher 1. So the first time that Crypt ever heard of me, he reacted to a song of mine on his live stream, and he was talking about, oh, I'd like to do like a 10-man song. He didn't even call it a cypher. He said, I want to do like a 10-man song or some shit, and just get really dope MCs on it and blah, blah, blah. And then eventually he did it, and it was YouTube Cypher 1. And people was like, oh, you should put DK on the 10-man song, someone different to add a little different flavor in. And then he didn't. So I wanted to be on it, and I even DM'd him and said, "Oh, I'd love to be on that 10-man song. Like, if you want to put me on it, I'd love to." But I never got put on it, and I was like, "Oh, that sucks. I really wanted to be on it." But then I got on YouTube Cypher 2, which is the biggest YouTube Cypher out of every single one of them. And not only that, I didn't just get put on it. I fucking battled for that shit. Like I entered the contest. I got in the top 12. I went a week without sleeping. Just I was on Omegle talking to strangers, just saying, hey, listen, I entered the contest, like, could you please go vote for me? Like, I need to win the votes. And they'll be like, well, I don't know, can you rap for me? And if I think you're good, then maybe I'll vote for you. So I start rapping for them, and they're like, yeah, okay, you're good, I'll vote for you. And I was literally like streaming for days, like for a whole week, just getting votes. One of the guys was fucking cheating. The guy who came second place was cheating. And so I was trying to beat him, and he was cheating. Like, I'd be up all night, no sleep, watching his votes not go up at all. And then as soon as he's awake, his votes go up by hundreds. And I look on his social medias, he's not posting anywhere, not posting on Twitter, not posting on Instagram. He did like 2 posts the whole time. My one, I was flooding social media with that shit.
Wow.
So how the fuck you get 200 votes like that? And then Crypt even confirmed that somebody was cheating. He didn't say who it was, but like, I know, everybody knew who it was. I was pissed. I was like, this motherfucker. I was like, if he wins and he's cheated, like I'm gonna go off on one because I was working. And then so like the fact I got into that shit, I feel like I earned it as well.
Facts.
So it wasn't a
DK was
handout.
about to snap the squirrel juice out of that nigga.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what he was about to do.
He fucking pissed me off. Just looking at his face. You know, one of them ones where you look at their face and you're like, this motherfucking piece of shit. Like that's like at the time. Like, I just
we were talking about one of them just before we
face.
went on camera. Me and Vibe were just having a conversation about one of those greasy motherfuckers 2 minutes ago. Am I lying? Am I lying?
My man DK is pissed the fuck off right now, brother. Yo, we gonna find that man. I got you, brother. Oh,
yeah, but it made me feel even better because I won anyway. So you could cheat, I still beat you, even with the cheating, but then I was curious, like, was somebody botting for me because I didn't believe that. Like, I was like, how the fuck did I win? Like, it was so like unbelievable to me that I won, and I was because like that this shit don't happen to me. Right. You know what I mean? I'm like, how the fuck did I win? And I rang Crypt and I said, like, you said that there, like, you could see IP addresses. I was like, did anybody like bot my votes? And he said, nah, you won legit. So like, I wanted to make sure. I was like, okay, because I was like, I still don't believe it to this day that I somehow won because it was crazy. But yeah, that was nuts.
That's crazy. So if you guys just joined the live right now, DK said he's gonna smack the shit out of somebody. He said he does not like his face, and he's gonna fuck him up, and I believe it. Because I said it in all my reactions of DK, he is a serial killer. He's killed somebody once or twice, I guarantee it.
Melt the bodies in acid on some Breaking Bad shit.
You see what I'm talking about?
Bathtub melting, all that stuff.
This is a joke. If anybody's watching this, Scott 911 dialed up. It's a joke. It's not real.
FBI, open up.
So we're here live with DK, taking your questions from the audience. There's a bunch of you here. Don't be shy. Throw your questions in the chat. Let's get some questions out here for DK from y'all. Let's get y'all interacted.
Marcus Akuma said, I get the same feeling when I see some people's faces. Pisses me off, DK.
It'd be like that.
Yep.
Now on are you a big battle rap fan? Do you listen to battle rap a lot?
Not really. I used to watch it like back in the day. And I used to watch Don't Flop, like the English battle rap. But I don't know, like I really got turned off from battle rap because like my like the battle raps that I don't like the serious ones. I like the funny ones. They're the ones that are just entertaining. So like you can have good bars and stuff, but like be entertaining as like and funny. I don't like like I feel like a lot of times like American battle rap. That's why I don't really like American battle rap because it's all just fucking gun bars all the time. It's just not for me. Like it's just like I grabbed the clip, put it in his face. Like they just all rap like that, and I just don't like it at all.
I thought Smack was gonna be right behind you when you started that shit, man.
And they do this with their hands all the time. I just can't get like I don't know. I just don't find it entertaining. Like I respect like the bars, but like I don't know. It's just not something I like watching. But the funny ones, I used to watch people like Uno Lavos and stuff like that. Like
his opening
funny.
lines would he would throw that mama joke like right at the very gate, lighten the mood, and then just fucking go in and like
he just says some random shit like what he's
your mom's
I say your mama be dipping chicken nuggets in her belly button. He just say some shit like that. He just the most random shit. She be putting ketchup in her belly button and dipping her nuggets. Just just the most random shit. He just cracked me up. And he also switched it up sometimes, and he'll do the more serious bit and throw a few bars in there. But see, he had a good balance between the comedy side and the thing. I love like Luna C. I don't know if you guys ever heard Luna C. Yeah, he was like my favorite battle rapper. He's just like, he rhymes, like the rhyme schemes are really good, but what he says is also like really funny. I can't. He's like, he says something like, "I bet if you," he says, I bet cartons of fresh lube take up half of your bedroom, and you're such a queer that I bet if you fart in the like something arrived, they come inside his ass, and I bet if you fart in the test tube, half of it gets used, or I don't know, like the rhyme, like the multi-syllables that he does, and the way he says it and stuff. He was just really fucking good, really entertaining. He was funny, like it was just the whole package. But then,
see, that's why one of my favorite battle rappers over here in the States is Charlie Clips. Because Charlie Clips, you could come at Charlie Clips like what you said with the gun bars and being serious and being all that, and Charlie Clips could fucking flip it on you. Make a joke his first few bars in the beginning of his round, and he already destroyed everything you just finished fucking saying.
Yeah, I've seen him mix freestyling really well as well. Like
he
he'll
does
just
do a lot of freestyle,
like rebuttal some shit off the top,
right?
And then he'll go into his written shit. I haven't seen much of Charlie Clips, but like I know that they're all good. I definitely like Charlie Clips more than like, for example, like Arsenal. I think Arsenal was one of those ones that's just too serious for me. You know, like he's just, you know, like it's more just disrespect. I remember watching him versus Shotty Horror, and he's talking about his dead family and all of this stuff, which, you know, at the end of the day, battle rap's battle rap, innit? Like you can say whatever you want, but I don't know, I just don't find that shit entertaining personally. I'd rather watch some more like comical shit.
Right.
It's just got a nice mixture. And like English battle rap was like that. It's like it was more jokey. It was like, you know, your mum jokes and stuff like that, and it was just really funny. But then like there'll be people that I watch, and then I kind of had friends in the battle rap scene that would battle, and then I'd kind of get to know battlers behind the scenes and realize there was some people that that like I used to like that I just think are cunts. Like once you like know that who they are behind the scenes, I can't fuck with you. Like if I think you're a cunt in real life, I can't watch your battle rap and be a fan. Like,
yo, I swear to God, DK, if DK walks into a mall and sees a person he doesn't like, I guarantee that he'll just smack the dog shit out of him.
Nah. I ain't a violent person. I just stay away from idiots. that's my strategy. I just like if I get a vibe off someone that like I'm like, oh, I don't really like their vibe. I just like either I don't fuck with them at all, or I might interact a bit. Like it's kind of like on a hello basis, you know, like hi, and then that's it. And I don't want to be your friend.
I don't even think I could do that. If I don't fuck with you and I just get that fucking awkward feeling, or I know that you're like the shady shit that you've done, like it's not passing judgment. I'm just not even going to give you the fucking time of day. It's a waste of time.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not even worth it.
That's what I'm saying. But like, if like I know that like they've done shady shit and stuff, but you know, sometimes somebody hasn't done anything wrong, but you just don't vibe with them. Yeah, so that's like I'm not gonna like be mean to them or whatever. I just kind of like, oh yeah, what's up, man? You know. But then that's it. It don't go past that.
Yeah,
because I just get like a weird vibe from them.
How long you been writing music for?
So back to,
why did you even say his name?
Huh? I didn't say his name.
How long you been writing music for, homie?
Oh, since I was 10. I'm 28, nearly 29.
Wow. So who were some of your influences when you were a kid? Like, not when you were 10, when you started getting a little bit better. I'm assuming by the time you were like 12, 13, 14, you started getting a little bit better and stuff like that. So, who influenced you in your music, like hardcore?
Well, then at that point, it would be M. But like at first, Like when I was 10. So before I was 10 and I was living in England, I remember like being like, fuck Eminem, like fuck all that American shit. Do you know what I mean? Like it's about the English shit. Do you know what I mean? I listened to garage music and shit like that, and I was very like English music because that's like a lot of times growing up in England. That's the mentality. Fuck all that American shit because it just gets pushed onto us so much, and we're like, nah, fuck that. We're doing our thing over here. Kind of that attitude, which is very ignorant. So but I'd still listen to like the occasional American shit and that, like Busta Rhymes and shit. Like I'd listen to Break Your Neck. Like I remember vividly. I remember dancing around the front room listening to Break Your Neck, and you know when he says, "Give it away, give it away, give it away now." Like we'd pretend to fart and then give it away, give it away. I just remember doing that when I was like 8. I don't know why I remember that. I
funny
just do.
shit.
Yeah. But then when I moved to Spain, which I was like 8 when I moved there, then my brother came over from England and he brought over. So I was 10 at this point, and he brought over the Up in Smoke tour DVD, which it was Dre, Snoop, Nate Dogg, Exhibit, fucking all of them lot, and they went out on tour, and Ice Cube as well, and then fucking it was amazing. Like that DVD was so fucking sick. Like
I think that was
Dre
the Up in
and
Smoke tour.
I was just gonna say, you're talking about Up in Smoke?
Up in Smoke,
yeah. Dre and Snoop pull up in the fucking lowrider with hydraulics and shit, and Snoop's on about like I needed my hair hooked up, and Dre wanted his dick sucked, and these bitches is down for whatever. And he's like, I call up some hoes in the hotel room. You know what Snoop's like.
Yeah,
and then they get to the hotel room and shit, and then they go get some weed, and there's a fucking shootout at a liquor store. Like they've got all like these skits, and then like the stage is a fucking liquor store, and on the video as they walk out of the liquor store, they walk out of the liquor store door onto the stage, so it just transfers. It was the sickest entrance I've seen, and then yeah, that was the coolest shit on the planet to me, and I saw that shit and I just fell in love with hip hop. That was it. Like then I started mimicking the shit. Like I remember Snoop saying like, "It's the capital West, so get so fresh and double OP, Digo double G, why Digo double G?" You see, I was like, I want to say that. I said to my brother, "Can you write that down? Like what he said, whatever the fuck he just said, write it down. I want to learn how to say that." And then after that, it was nowadays everybody want to talk to the guy. Someone to say when the thumbs out, when they move the lips, it's about the gibberish. Motherfuckers out. They forgot about Dre. I was like, I want to learn how to say that. Write that down for me. And then I started learning and rapping along. And then I was like, I'm gonna write my own shit. Then I remember writing some gangster shit when I was 10. Like, I'm an OG with a gun on my waist. I specifically remember that bar. And so I was 10. And then my brother saw that shit and he was like, if you write some shit like this again, I'm throwing all my CDs away. Everything, I'm getting rid of it. Because I won't let you listen to this shit anymore. So I just kept writing from then on. And yeah.
So you were
then
like you were studying syllable patterns and flow patterns when you didn't even realize it at that age.
And that's the funny thing. You know, like you might go school and like you might play basketball with your friends, but you don't know that like you don't want to be a basketball player, right? But you just play basketball with your friends. It's just something you do for fun. That's why I just wrote raps. Like that was just some shit I did for fun. I never wanted to be a rapper. I never thought about it. I actually wanted to be a wrestler at one point. Like I was like a massive wrestling fan, and I was like, I want to be a wrestler. And then I just did the rapping shit for fun. And then all of a sudden, I just thought, like, I really want to do this shit. Like, I want to take this seriously. Then so that's when
one of your biggest influences growing up was outside of the music was your brother who influenced you through the music.
Yeah, okay, and my brother rapped as well. Like my brother in Spain was pretty well known, and I didn't even realize how well known he was. But we went to a random freestyle battle that my friend was battling at. He was like, "Oh, I'm battling at this place. Can you come?" And it was under a bridge. And he was like, "Yeah, let's go." So we went, and then there was a bunch of rappers there, and they was like, "Oh shit!" Like my brother was called Icon at the time. They're like, "Oh my god, it's Icon!" And then they was like, "Oh, you're a legend. Can we take a picture with you?" and they took a picture with my brother. I was like, oh shit, like he's
That's
like
lit.
really well known. Like, but yeah,
dope.
he gave up rapping though.
That's dope.
So we're gonna pull up a question. We got a question from the chat from Nico. He's like, Nico, DK, can you please talk about So Alone, as it's one of my favorite tracks of the year? I'd like to know the writing process and how it was to get Real Young Swag to hop on it. Shout out to Demon Gray for the beat.
Well, Damon sends me like, I don't know if every beat he makes, but like most of the beats he makes, he sends them to me. I get like first pick. So Damon was singing on the hook, and he sent me it, and I was like, oh, it's really good. Like I really like the hook, just the vibe of it and shit. And then I was like, I thought this could be a song that like Crypt would sound really good on. So I sent it to Crypt, and I said like, you know, do you want to be on it or whatever? And then he said he'll check it out, but then he never got back to me. So I was just like, well, he probably didn't like it or whatever. So I just, you know, I didn't bother like pestering him about it. I was like, oh, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll just, I'll do it by myself. And then like, I just sat on the song for ages after that. It was just there. And then one day, like I was talking to the Real Young Swag, and I was like, actually, you know what? I got a track that I think like you'd sound really good on, because I just feel like when it's like talking about like some shit, like some pain shit, you know, that's where he excels. And this song just had that vibe of like this. You need to talk about some shit on this, like some pain shit. I was like, yeah. So I sent it to him, and he was like, yeah, it's sick. I'll hop on it. He did his verse. Then I sat on it for a while longer. I was like, one day I'll write my verse when I'm in the mood. And I kind of sat on it for a month or two. And then just one day I was like, yeah, I think it's time I'm going to write that verse. And then I wrote it, and that was it. And once I had it done, I just put it out.
Nice.
That's pretty much it. I don't really remember like more like specific when I wrote my verse. I don't even remember my verse really, to be honest. I haven't listened to it for ages.
Now you planning on doing any live shows in the near future?
Not really, because
what's the hip hop scene like in Finland?
I have no idea. I don't like I don't, to be honest, I don't leave my house. Like I go to work and I come home and that's it. I might go up the shop, get some food or whatever, and come home, and that's it. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I don't go out with friends. I just all my friends are online, and I prefer that because I don't want to go out anyway. Like I'm not the going out type. Like where are we gonna? Like if I had a friend in real life, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to go out?" I'd be like, "Where? To do what? Where do you want to go?" I don't drink, so I don't want to go to a bar. Like if it's like I'm the type. If we're going out, I want to do something. Like let's go out to the cinema and watch the new Spider-Man. Hell yeah, let's go. But like if we're not going to go out and do something, I'm not interested, because I'd just rather sit at home and play a game and be on Discord, which I could do with somebody who lives in America. Yeah. Right. I mean, me and Dwayne and Banksy, pretty much every day we just go on Discord at some point and just play a fucking game and chill or make music or whatever, or just chat.
Now, those tracks that you've been dropping lately, the breaking into studios.
Man, you skipped me, man. I was about to ask him that.
Where did those the ideas stem from?
I don't even know, you know. Like, so I've been brainstorming, like, what the fuck could I do on TikTok? Like, what content could I make? Because I think like I really need to focus on growing on TikTok. That's like where I feel like I could be successful. Mm-hmm. So I was like, what could I do? Because I want to be consistent. Because here's the thing: everybody has their own way of doing things, right? Like, let's take Dwayne for example. He has 2 fucking YouTube channels, right? He's doing the reactions daily on his main channel. Then he has the other videos where it's like he reacts to other shit that isn't music and shit on his second channel. or if he wants to upload a gaming video or whatever he wants to do, that's his second channel. And he does both of them channels daily, which first of all, don't know how the fuck he does that shit. Because like there's no way I could do daily uploads. Like I don't have the motivation for it. I'll get sick of it. Like I'm like, fuck this uploading every day shit. I can't bother. Like it's like I'm not consistent. So like it just doesn't work for me. And I don't want to do reactions anyway. Because everybody's doing them. So like I always try to like I want to do something different. I want to find something that works for me. So I just decided like TikTok is the thing that I want to go for. And then I was thinking, well, what could I upload on there? And then I didn't really know. And then Eminem and Dre dropped that song. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, I listened to it. I was like, this is sick. And I was like, let me see if the beat's out. I could maybe do like a quick little remix or whatever.
Okay.
So then I was at work and I'm like, I work as a cleaner and I'm cleaning and I'm listening to the beat and just thinking of shit and just write it down and then think of shit and write it down and then got home, recorded it, did the video. But like the whole like breaking into someone's house, I don't know what, I don't even know. It just popped in my head. I was just like,
crazy.
I was like, oh, if I had like a balaclava, I could do like, oh, I'm breaking into someone's studio and like remixing their song. So it's like a little twist on, because you know they do on TikTok, they do the video where there's like the producer sitting there, and and then like the artist goes, hey, can I get on this? And the producer's like, oh, come on then. And then the producer's after that, whoo, and it cuts between the rapping and the producer reaction. So obviously, like people doing stuff like that. And they have the lyrics on the screen. I was like, I want to take that format, but I want to do it different. I want to put my own twist on it. Yeah, so then it just popped in my head. So then I went to the shop and bought a fucking balaclava, which is weird. Like, you go to the shop like, oh, yeah, have you got a balaclava? Like, what the fuck do you want that for? And I was like, I'm doing a video, by the way. I'm not like breaking into anyone's house or anything like that. It's just for a video. And I bought one and came home and just fucking knocked it out. And that's what I'm going to be doing. That's just one of the things. Like I'm trying to think what else. I thought maybe I'll do one breaking down my bars, so I could do a video and I could break down like 4 bars of a certain song in like one video, and I could do a bunch of them. And I'm definitely gonna do the one that we was talking about earlier, the one with the Hobson thing. Right. I definitely want to break that one down because there's a lot to break down in there that people might not have caught. So I might do that. And I don't know what else.
Well, I saw it. I'm doing a reaction to the Joyner and the Eminem one in one video. I haven't listened to it yet because I saw it and I was just like, yo, dude, that is a crazy idea. Genius. Like I'm breaking into Joyner's freaking studio and then I'm just like, oh, this is going to be fire.
Yeah, it's kind of like a clickbait thing, and it's like an interesting concept, like breaking into someone's studio. What the fuck's this? And then I start.
But not only that, like when they watch it, you're spitting bars. Like that's something that like that shit's gonna go viral. Like
I hope that's the hope.
It's like, going to go viral.
I like the content is there, but see, I was looking at it today, right? So I looked at my algorithm. I turned the algorithm on TikTok, so I couldn't see the analytics, not the algorithm. So the analytics. Yeah. I couldn't see the analytics until I turned them on. So the first video I ever seen analytics for is the one I posted yesterday, the Joyner one. Okay. And then I looked at it and I realized, oh shit, the For You page is like 55% of my views, and then 44% of them views are from Finland. So I'm like, okay, well clearly the For You page is promoting me to Finnish people. I don't want that. That's not my audience.
Yeah, it's not your demographic for sure.
Yeah, because I see like Lex posts on TikTok, blows up on there, gets loads of views. Koofy's just started, blows up, gets loads of views. I do some shit, 200 views. I'm like, why aren't my shit blow up like their shit? Like my shit's dope. Like why the fuck ain't I getting views? I don't get it. And I thought maybe it's that. Maybe like I don't know. I always feel like I got a scratch and claw for everything. Like I feel like, you know, other people they drop shit and their shit just does well. And I'm like, well, maybe just people just don't like me that much. Like they're just like so much better than me. It must be that because like, I don't know. That's shit I'd just be thinking is like, why is their shit blowing up and my shit isn't? It's like clearly people just like them a lot more. But I don't know. And then I looked at that and I thought maybe it's the fact that Finnish people are watching it. Maybe if I can get into the English and the American algorithm, I'd stand more of a chance. But TikTok's weird because, like, supposedly it looks at your SIM card and looks at your location, and then it shows it to your stuff to people from that country. So you can't even choose to show it to England or America unless I take my SIM card out and then use a fucking. Then it will use my IP address. So then I have to get a VPN and post it. So I'm just trying to find a way around that. Like, maybe I could ask my brother to sign into my TikTok and post it from England, and then I could get into the English algorithm. Maybe I don't know. I'm gonna try some shit, and we'll see. We'll see if it works.
Well,
if all of a sudden my views go up,
I can post it on my end.
Huh?
I can post it on my end.
I might fucking need that. I thought like I could just probably use a VPN and upload it from the computer and just say that I'm in America and just get in the fucking American algorithm, or like change it to UK and get the. And I'm gonna try that because that would be the easiest. I could just turn on the VPN, upload it, and then see what happens. But then I don't know. I got so many questions because like so you upload it from England, and then what about once it's uploaded and then you turn your VPN off, does it then go, he's not in England anymore, he's in Finland now, and then start posting it to Finland? Or once you upload it, it just always stays in England? Like I don't know how this shit works.
When I have those questions, that's when I literally fucking study YouTube tutorial videos.
Yeah, I watched a video on it, and the guy basically just said, like he kind of said like this what I just told you, and then in the end he was just like, I'm just gonna just post videos in my own country, and then I'm gonna take over my own country and blow up in my own country, and then I'll go to other countries. It's like,
so yeah, essentially, thanks for wasting my fucking time and not helping me out.
Yeah, it's silly. There's nothing I can do, but I don't know. I'll figure it out. I'll figure something out. Or as well, I've been thinking about paying for promotion on TikTok. So you pay to promote the video, and then you could choose your audience. I could choose. I think my audience is between 18 and 35. It's like the two age ranges. I think it's 18 to 24 and 24 to 35. That is my whole fan base. So I could just promote to males from that age range in England and America. And that's it. Yeah. And I just pay for the shit.
They're definitely definitely catchy. Like it's definitely something that like, man, it's not gimmicky and it's different and it will fucking catch on. And the first thing I said when I saw it is, and I regret watching it because I wanted to react to it, but it's like, as a fan of certain artists, it's hard to like not watch shit when you see it. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, yo, this shit's gonna go viral. So just, like, I don't know if it's something
has that vibe. Like it has the vibe. Like when you're seeing it, you're like, this definitely has potential. Like the format is there.
The format's there, and you can go like you can turn it into a series and just do like not every, but the mainstream artists that you fuck with. Yeah, and I guarantee you they're gonna see it eventually. I guarantee it. I'll put money on that.
Yeah, I just need to stay consistent. I already wrote a DMX one. That's next.
Oh,
the dog.
Stop.
Rest in peace, DMX, yo.
Isn't it? Dude, it's his birthday today. Yesterday was his birthday.
Yesterday was his birthday.
Was it? Yeah. Like literally, my whole verse is actually. I can read that shit to you. Hold on. Because like I don't know. Like DMX, like to me, he's I explain it in the rap. But like I said, rest in peace to DMX. I hope you're happy in your next life, because I ain't gonna lie, man. I cried when DMX died, because he would never hide who he was. Gave us the real straight from the fields, and he was never fake to appeal. Gave us the good and the bad, the side that we all have, the side that we don't show, that's driving us all mad. He reminded me of my dad, a flawed human with a good heart. Taught me about the streets that you don't learn from being book smart. And like that, another legend is gone, forever lives on in our hearts through his words and his songs. I just hope he's better off now. His soul is at peace. His legacy will keep living through the bars and the beats. Because like for me, like DMX, he was so real. Like he didn't fake nothing. Like you knew that he was a flawed human being. You know, we all have flaws. He didn't hide that shit. He
Right.
was just real. Like you knew he had lots of kids. You knew he had problems with his kids. You knew that he was on drugs. You knew that he'd been in prison. You knew all of this shit. He never hid it from anyone. He was just,
Right.
I am who I am, and that's it. And I loved him for that.
And
I
he
loved
was
him because
one of
he
the
was just
best fucking
who he
spitters.
was. Yeah, he was just
How-
he was just a real person, like with good side, a bad side, and you know, and good things about him and bad things, and you know, everybody. That's human. You know, you're a human, and he just portrayed to me that you don't have to hide who you are, and you can show your faults, and just, you know, I don't know, I just respected him for that. And I don't know, that to me just, it's I don't know, maybe other people might seem silly, but to me it's I don't know, like I connected with him
Right.
because of that.
So did I. Like, a lot of my shit that I was writing late 90s, early 2000s had a huge DMX influence in it. The gully bars and the take it to your face, and just like if you ever watch the documentary Backstage Pass, it's like it was very similar to the Up in Smoke tour.
Yeah.
And it showed a whole bunch of a side of DMX freestyling with everybody and backstage on this tour, and how he was a machine in the industry, and just like no hype man would go on stage for 2 hours, an hour and a half, no hype man, no breaks, one bottle of water, and one take everything himself with the energy that they were saying, like nobody wanted to go on stage after him.
Yeah. There was I mean, there's the video of Jay-Z in it talking about it, where he said like he made the crowd went nuts. He just went, and that's the crowd just fucking erupted. Then he took his top off, and then the girls went nuts. And then at the end he did a prayer, and people were crying. He's like, and now I've got to go on. It's like, yeah, now you go on. And he's like, fuck, how am I supposed to follow that?
That interview what he's talking about was from the Backstage Pass tour.
Oh, so that's the same.
Like that tour was like the opening act was Method Man and Redman, and after Method Man and Redman, who else was on the tour? It was like every major
Cool J,
Memphis Bleak was on that tour. DJ Clue, Jay-Z, DMX.
Green Lantern was on there too.
And I like one or two, a Beanie Siegel. And Jay-Z was saying, I'm the closing act, but DMX would always bring the fucking house down. I didn't want to. So like if you get a chance, try and stream the Backstage Pass tour. You're gonna be like,
I definitely want to see that. And I want to see the documentary as well, the one where Jay-Z's talking about it.
Yeah,
it's what was it? I think it's LeBron. No, yeah, I think it's LeBron James.
Yeah, it's the LeBron James one.
Yeah.
It is that one. Like it's kind of like a barbershop setting, and they're like 5 of them all sitting down, like the millionaire interview. So like,
yeah, I really want to watch
James, Jay-Z. I
saw that little clip and I was like, I really want to watch that, but I just never got around to it. Yeah, DMX is fucking. Like, there's the video I really like as well, is when he met up with MGK. I don't know if you've seen it.
He went
to. Oh, I've never seen that one.
Oh yeah, like MGK. It was an MGK documentary. If you put in like MGK meets DMX, and then MGK's like gassed about it. He's like, I've got like somebody coming to the studio, like, and he's like, it's a secret. And then he goes, nah, fuck that, it's DMX. He starts doing. He's all excited and shit, because like he was like. And then like when DMX,
the fan in him came out.
Yeah, no, he said like DMX is like my idol, you know, like, and then he's in the studio and he's like, 2 hours, DMX ain't still here, but I don't give a fuck, I'm vibing. He's listening to DMX music, and then finally like X shows up, and then just MGK, you can tell how genuine he is. Like he says like, like you're responsible for my whole career. And then he just kind of like he kind of gets speechless and he just starts rapping like his song to him to kind of just show him like I fucking love you, you know, like.
Bruh.
And then they stayed in there for hours just talking and then they did a song together. And just
That's
watching
dope.
that, like I lived vicariously through MGK in that
MGK,
video
yeah.
because I could imagine being in his shoes where you get to work with your idol and sit there and just talk. Like for me, that would be M. Like if I met M and I could just sit and just talk to him and just fucking have a conversation. That to me is bucket list. Like
Yeah.
I could buy a happy man after that.
I had that moment when I did the track with Cool G Rap, and like Cool G Rap's like on my top 5, and he's just
That's a legend.
he's imprinted in there. So like having those conversations and doing that shit, that was like my bucket list fucking check with the track,
Hell
but
yeah.
then shooting the shit and stuff like that. When can we like when do you hope to drop the DMX when you were just talking about?
In a few days, I think.
That's dope.
Because I want to try to. I haven't filmed the video for it yet, but I want to try to film the video maybe today, and then I want to film some other videos. Like I said, maybe like breaking down some bars or like just other little like just videos to fill in the gaps, and maybe just like post like a video tomorrow. Post a video tomorrow, and then the next day, and then after that, do the DMX one maybe. So they're like a few days apart.
Do you do all your own mixing and mastering?
Yeah, mostly. Banksy, if it isn't me, it's Banksy. Like if it needs to be like really good, then I'd get Banksy to do it.
So if it's like
he's sick.
If it's an album track, it's going through.
Yeah, like he mixed our whole EP together, the last one and this one.
That's
he handles
That's
that.
lit.
That
Banksy's
part.
lit though. Banksy's dope.
Banksy's fire.
He's really underrated. Like he's very well rounded as an artist. Like he can, you know, make like he can rap well, but he can also like make like really catchy songs as well, and he can like make like singy songs as well, and they just sound really good. Where like I'm not that good at it, but like what's really cool about this EP as well is it's like we did have a song that made it even better, but we decided we're going to use that for another project, which is me, Banksy, and Dwayne. We're going to do a 3-man EP called Trinity, and that's going to be coming out in a few months, maybe like 2-3 months, maybe. Like we pretty much got it like half done. Like we've got like it's going to be I think 5 songs, and we've pretty much got like. We know exactly what songs we're doing. I think I've done all my shit, actually. All my shit's done. I think the rest is on. I think Dwayne's done 2 verses for it. And I've done not all my shit's done, but most of it. And like, I can't remember the point of what. Well, oh, yeah. There's a song on that we was going to put on this. But then we was like, well, Dwayne's on it. We might as well put it on because it's me, Banksy, One, and Dwayne. And I was like, well, we might as well chuck that because it's already got Dwayne and Banksy on it and me. We might as well chuck that on our 3-man EP instead of this one. It's called Battle Royale.
I love that title.
Yeah, it's like kind of like a Call of Duty Warzone type track. Like where we're kind of talking about like, you know, fucking shooting and throwing grenades and, you know, like some Call of Duty shit, basically.
Yeah, some Call of Duty Counter-Strike shit.
Yeah. So, like, the reason why I'm saying that is to say this. That song had, like I said, so Damon produced it. Me, One, Banksy, and Dwayne are all on the song. And that being on the EP, then you've got producers-wise, like, it's like basically all our friends. Like we're all like everybody who's on the project is just friends. There's not really any outside collabs of like outside our circle really. It's got Postcard on it, Eddie Ace, J Kid, and then producer wise there's like King F, Orxa. Like it's just all our friends, our little circle, and that's what's really cool about it. It's very like
that's
just
dope.
like a like an organic like I said, it was very organic. It's just our friends just making music together, and that's it.
Now, in your inner circle, do you guys like bounce ideas off of each other a lot? Is that something you guys normally do?
Yeah, 100%. I always like talk to them about everything. Like they already like if I have an idea, like I say, oh, I've got an idea, I'm gonna do this. That nobody knew about the robbery thing because it was so spontaneous. Right. I just came up with it, and the same day I dropped the video. So like before it came out, I showed Banksy, like we got on a call, and I was like, "Oh, look at this," and I showed him it, and he was like, "Oh, that's a really good idea." And then when Dwayne saw it, he was like, "That idea is that concept's so fucking dope." He was like, "I'm kind of jealous. I kind of want to do it myself." Yeah. So. And a lot of people have said that, like you were saying, oh, that could go viral. Like it's just.
I don't think it could. I think it will. It will go viral. Like I guarantee you, it will fucking go viral.
Dude, I saw it. Like I said, I saw it. I was going. It was on my timeline, and it caught my eye. Just the title, and then the thumbnail just caught my eye like that. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not even going to listen to it right now. I love the content so much. I need to give it that light of. I need to react to this shit.
Yeah, but like I think you don't have to react to like little videos, and they're just kind of just for whatever. But like I'm
gonna do it anyways.
Full music videos and stuff. When we drop the EP, like if you guys react to that, I'd love that because that's.
Oh, it's gonna happen.
You already know we are.
That's already gonna happen.
I appreciate that because I love watching people react to it and seeing what people like, what they didn't like what bits they like. Every time I watch the vibe reactions, every time you've had me in stitches. Shakey, I've only watched one of your reactions, which was the 100 Kufis one.
Yeah.
But like which one was it? I think it was the One World Cypher and the
Kufis
and the Stevie Knight Cypher.
Yeah.
Both I can't remember. I think for the way you said the N word, that I don't know. It just really made me laugh. Just because, first of all, as a white person, when somebody calls you that, it's kind of weird, right? But just the way you said it with chest. It just I don't know. It just really made me laugh. Just the emphasis that you put in it. Do you know what I mean? Like. It just, I was actually like cracking up. That was one of the things, and then what was the other thing? I can't remember. I don't. Maybe I'd comment.
Did he smack someone or kill an animal or something?
No,
he likes to do those in his reactions.
No, I don't know. It was just some shit that you just said, or the way you said something.
The way I always see it is. Whatever I'm feeling or already pops into my head when I'm hearing something, I'm just gonna fucking say it.
Yeah, I honestly can't. Wait, hold on. Did you call me a serial killer in the reaction?
In all
sounds like something he would say.
Yeah, and all of them are called me serial killer.
Because maybe that's what another thing that made me laugh. Maybe. I really can't remember. But I think I like commented, but I just remember just the way that you said that shit. And I think I commented and I said, you said that shit with chest. Because it just made me laugh so much. The way you said it. It was just really funny. It's going to annoy me now. I'm going to have to go back after. Because on the second reaction, I said, oh, your reactions make me laugh every single time. Because like,
facts.
Yeah, genuinely, like, you just always say some funny shit. They just.
I'll watch his reactions before I go to bed, and my wife will already be sleeping, and I'll wake her up because
from laughing.
But I have my headphones in, so I don't realize that I'm actually like fucking laughing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, sorry, am I too loud? She's, sorry. And then like 2 seconds later, it's like you laugh again.
I think that it's like the same as like Shaq. As well, Shaq just makes me laugh. Like, well, I watched the Jake Paul reaction today, and he just lays on the floor and he's like, he went night, and it just I don't know, he just cracks me up.
He fucking connected hardcore on Woodley though, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, I woke up.
Makes you sleep.
Yeah, I woke up and I just saw straight away like the verdict. Like it just was spoiled. Luckily enough, I didn't give a shit about watching the fight. So
every social media I had, the feed was just like
yeah,
night. Now it's like I can't. Now I know, right? Now I just want to fucking watch it. Like, thanks, motherfuckers.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit about watching the fight, so I was gonna kind of just like skip to the end anyway. So it was kind of good that it didn't waste my time. I just kind of opened social media and just saw pap, and I was like, okay, well
But it's
that's
the
what I
way
need
that
to
he
know.
did it. It's the way that he did it. Like, he moved back and he looked down and he was coming in like he was gonna hit the body.
Hit here,
He,
yeah.
he was coming in like he was gonna do a body shot. So
Yeah, and that's
all
why
of that shit was planned and premeditated. Yeah, that's why Woodley dropped his guard and got caught. Like, so it shows that, like, even though Jake Paul doesn't look very good at times in the ring, he's putting in the work. Like,
no,
Jake Paul is definitely putting in the work.
At this point, I don't even want JJ to fight him anymore. Like, I do and I don't, because I'm like, I really don't want him to lose. And I feel at this point, Jake's so far ahead because JJ's just been doing other shit. But JJ would have had to just stick on it and keep learning and really put like full effort into it. And then maybe I don't know. I just reckon Jake's going to beat him. But so I don't really want him to fight him because I don't want him to lose. But at the same time, I would, in a perfect world, like him to fight him and beat him. Do you know how satisfying that shit would be? To have JJ fucking beat him and just be undisputed, like, and just be like, oh, I beat everybody. That was it. Like, Jake, at this point, he's the final boss, isn't he? Like, it's just like he's beat Logan. He's just got to beat Jake, and then they can leave the boxing then, and that's it. It's done. But like, I don't know. I don't think JJ's gonna win. I think Jake's gonna get him, but I don't know. Every time you underestimate JJ, though.
Jake Paul took that boxing, that shit, and he ran with that shit.
Yeah.
He's knocking fuckers out like he's doing a pretty good job at it. He's made a couple people go night.
Yeah. People might hate, but you can't avoid the progress that he's been doing in the ring.
Nate Robinson's still laying down.
Yeah. He's still laying down. Yeah, it's fucking crazy. Like, yeah, I would like the fight to happen because it would be massive. It would be a crazy event. Everybody's gonna want to watch it. But
I want to see him fight a puncher. Like, I grew up around boxing. I love boxing. I want to see him fight a puncher.
Yeah, I mean, like, he hasn't really fought anybody that's like solidified at this point.
No, like, he's fought fighters, but they're not they're not MMA. If this was an MMA fight,
forget about it.
Like, see you later. Woodley had a little bit of power. I want to see him fight someone that has a little bit of power. Yeah. It's not that I want him to get his ass kicked. I would like to see a harder challenge.
A proper fucking boxing match.
That's what I'm saying.
Like an actual, like, fucking, like, an actual contest. Like,
you can't put him against a Gold Glove, like a Gold Glove boxer. You can't put him against. You can't put him up against a boxer now. But like, you need to put him up against somebody that's can push him back, push him into the ropes, push him into the corner, and fight
a fair
back.
fight.
Yeah, they're not fair fights.
You see that Woodley? I didn't rate Woodley at all. Like that. Like, I'm not a fight fan at all, right? But I watched one night with two of my friends. I was going to watch Woodley versus some guy. I can't remember who he was. And I was like, oh, whatever, I'll start with you guys and watch it. And all I said was, I got in an argument with my friend about it because I said, oh, I feel like he needs to kick more. And then he was like, oh, well, you think you know more than him? He's a professional fighter, and you think you know more than his coaches and all of this stuff. And I was like, well, for a start, like, if I'm saying this, then clearly the guy he's fighting against knows that he's not kicking, which means he's got less to worry about. He doesn't have to worry about his kicks, his knees. All he's got to focus on is his hands, because that's all he's using. He threw one kick throughout the whole fucking fight, and I called that round one. So if I can read him, I know damn well the fighter he's fighting is reading him even better. And he's like, oh, this guy ain't kicking. I ain't got to worry about it. I'm just going to focus on his hands. which makes it even harder to catch him with a hand because he's ready for it. He's watching your hands the whole time. Where if at least you're kicking, he's like, is he going to come with a kick? Is he going to? Your mind is kind of everywhere, and that's when you get caught lacking. That is just common sense. And like, I was just like, he's not doing it. All he was doing the whole fight is just backing away and just like throwing the odd punch here and there. And the other guy was kneeing, kicking, wrestling, punching. He was doing everything. He fucked him up.
That's why
I didn't rate him at all.
Like when boxers is about to go box somebody, they study the tapes. They train according to who they're fighting. They're looking at everything that person does in every match that they've been in, because they want to protect themselves from all that. So if you, as a person that doesn't do that, could see it, it's only common sense that that person that he's fighting is probably seeing the same shit.
Yeah, and I'm not claiming that I'm like a fucking, like I know anything about fighting at all, but at that point, it's just common sense. If you're not kicking, then you just don't have to worry, innit? It's like, you know that he's not going to kick. Mm-hmm. He did one kick, and if he would have caught him, it could have been a wrap. Like, it went straight to the head. Really good kick. And I was like, oh, well, we can kick. That was a really fucking good kick. If it would have, and he was like, well, it wasn't because it didn't connect. And I was like, well, it's still a fucking good kick. You try a fucking kick like that, you cunt. You try to fucking reach someone's head. Like, he was like, bah! And I was like, oh, it was a really good kick. If it would have connected, it would have knocked him the fuck out. I'll tell you that for one.
Oh, facts.
Yeah, but I didn't rate him, so I was just like, it's not really surprising. Jake
Shakey is the next Vin Diesel, and he's gonna fight a koala bear next.
Who?
Shakey. He's gonna go fight a koala bear.
He's gonna fight a koala bear.
Vin Diesel. He's been working out and shit, so he's gonna knock it out the park.
You're gonna beat up the poor little koala bear.
Nah, I want to beat up fucking Rich House Reviews, but that's a story for another day.
Who's that?
He's not even worth talking about.
I don't
even
know
worth talking about.
He's Federico.
If you weren't doing hip hop, where would your focus? Where would your focus be? What would you be doing?
I don't even know. The fuck would I do?
You said you like wrestling.
No, when I was a kid, I wouldn't want to be a wrestler now. It's something I wanted to do when I was a kid. I do like the I do kind of like wrestling a bit still. Like sometimes I'll go back for nostalgia's sake and watch it. And I do like the behind the scenes of it, like the thought process of the story and where they take things and like just like that type of stuff. Which is interesting. I think without the story, wrestling's boring. It was all about the story. That's what I loved. The rivalry.
Story hyped it all up.
Yeah, exactly. Without the hype. Yeah, it's like imagine getting the fucking like the Jake versus KSI fight happens, but but there was none of the hype that's happened. None of it. It was just like, oh, Jake Paul's gonna fight KSI right now, and then you go, oh, and don't care. Because without the hype, it's just a fight. Like nobody cares. Like,
who was your favorite rival in the wrestling back in the days?
Oh fuck no! No, there was a lot of good rivalries. I remember really exciting one was Edge versus Cactus Jack.
Ooh. Edge versus Cactus Jack. I remember
that was a good one.
That one was really exciting at the time. Like I remember that, just the first one that came to my head. I remember like Edge spearing him through the table and shit, and the table was on fire. Like, yeah, that was really interesting.
Mine is Stone Cold and The Rock.
I don't even remember that one properly.
Yeah,
so
that was
Stone Cold and The Rock. They went at it for years.
Yeah, I don't remember. That's the thing. I think like my era was more. Because obviously, like when I was like really like young, obviously like The Rock was my favorite wrestler. But I feel like the John Cena era was probably more my era, right? Because if you think about it like this, right, I'm a '90s kid, right? So '90s is my era, but really, the era you was born in isn't really your era. The next era is your era, because
the 2000s.
You're too young at that point. So by 2000. I was born 93, so by 2000, I ain't even 10 years old yet. I hardly fucking remember it. Do you know what I mean? So like from 2000 onwards, that next decade, that's my decade. where I grew up more in that decade where I remember shit. So that's
Right.
more like my thing. So I guess that the John Cena era, around that time, that's when I was like more like I was a bit older. I understood it more. I remember
So
it more.
was that the motorcycle Undertaker era,
Um, Probably, yeah.
or was
A
I
bit.
think
Undertaker still the
I know a bit of
Undertaker?
both.
I think that was the era that he was transitioning back to
Could
the
be.
Undertaker.
I
Yeah.
remember like the whole thing. I remember him beforehand, and I remember him changing his gimmick, and then I remember him going back to it. I remember that. So like I was there throughout the whole period, but I
So
don't
you
know.
saying that The Rock is your favorite wrestler? Then the John Cena and Rock shit was crazy for you then.
I don't know, because at that point, like The Rock was different in it. It's like he's gone, made the Scorpion and shit, and done all that stuff, and then came back. I don't know. It didn't feel the same as when he was in it, like proper.
Right.
But yeah, but in terms of like what the fuck I would do, I have no idea. Because like I said in that Hobson shit, I started off with um truth is if I didn't truth is if it wasn't for music, I would have nothing left. It's probably the reason I never been depressed or there's some shit like that I said. Because I feel like without if you take away rap, I don't have anything. Like I have no hope. It's like rap is like my life has always been shit from the get go. It's like it's always been a struggle. I didn't have the greatest upbringing. It could be worse. I'm fortunate in ways because there's a lot of people worse off than me, but it was a shit upbringing. And I feel like I always had rap there. Like okay, this is it's like a light at the end of the tunnel. Like
Right.
if I can pull this off, one day I won't be in this shit fucking predicament I'm in. And one day I can change everything. That hope is everything. Because without hope, you're just like I'm stuck. That's it. Like
Yep,
I feel like my
facts.
dad is in that situation where my dad's stuck. And he's just like, he was like selling drugs, fucking all of that stuff. And then he's just got out of the hospital recently because from drinking, he's an alcoholic. And he's like he like rotted a part of his brain and he's got like alcoholic dementia.
Okay.
And he like makes up like memories in his head that aren't real, shit like that, which I didn't expect at all. Like I thought like he was either gonna die or he'd make it through and be okay. I didn't expect the latter of like he made it through, but his mind's kind of deteriorated.
Right.
So it's like yeah, my dad, I feel like he's just in a predicament. He's in a shit place, and all he did to get by to feed his family was just sell drugs. I was kind of involved at some point. Didn't want to be. And that's why I said like instead of selling crack, I learned how to rap like a rat. I got the cheese, made it out of the trap. It's like because of that
Fucking
reason,
dope
like
bar. It's such a dope bar.
yeah. And then I said like about like about my dad being trapped. I think I said it in one of the things because that's what I mean. It's kind of like he has no hope. He has no ray of light. He hasn't got like, oh, maybe if this pays off, I can get out. Like
Right.
he's just stuck. That's it. And I think that's the main reason why he drinks. And he's just like, well, when I die, I die. Because at this point, like, I just want to get the fuck out of here. Like when I die, I'll be at peace. I won't be suffering anymore. And I think that's the mentality. It's just like, what's the point? Like, I'm fucked. I just got to keep doing this shit. And that's all I'm ever going to do. And then when I die, it will be a release and I'll be free. That's just the way I feel like his mentality is. And the drink just keeps him like, it's the only happiness he gets. Just
Right,
the drink,
right.
take him out of his reality. And that's so to me, music is everything because that is my ray of hope.
Yeah,
Without that, I'd be
that's
in
your
the same
outlet.
predicament
That's your
as him.
everything.
Yeah.
That's dope.
But you could in a lot of your music and a lot of your songs, you could see. I mean, this just solidifies what you do on the mic because you could feel what you're saying.
Yeah.
Some of the other tracks that is not killing somebody or doing whatever, you
Yeah.
could actually feel what you're talking about in your tracks a lot. And I mean, that's a dope ass answer to that question.
Facts.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, for me, if I'm gonna like be a proper fan of an artist, I need to be able to connect with them, and I feel like that's something that's in my music, that people can listen to my music and get to know me as a person through my music. I have the goofy side, and then I have the deep emotional side. I have all the different versions of me in my music. Like, you can hear when I'm joking, you can hear when I'm not, you can tell when I'm serious. Sometimes people take me a bit too serious. Like, I have a song called Pain, which is like, it's not a true story, it's a storytelling song. And it's like, people think that I'm talking about me, but I'm not. It's not a true story. But like, I guess the fact that they do think it's a true story is because I was convincing, and it makes people feel some shit, because at some point I'm like talking about beating a woman up and saying that she's cheating on me, and who is he, like, tell me where he lives, I'm gonna go and kill him and his fucking kids, like, stuff like that. And they're like, okay, well, when you mention the kids, that's it, I'm out. And I'm like, mate, you're supposed to feel that way. That's the whole point. Like, you're supposed to. The start of the song, and honestly, I recommend every reactor. I always recommend, if you're gonna react to a song, that's a really good one, because it's an emotional roller coaster. You start off, it's kind of ruining it for you, but it starts off where you're kind of on the guy's side, but by the end of the song, you're completely against him. So it slowly pulls you away. At first, it's like, I used to love her, I can't think about her now. Sitting with the lights off, she thinks I'm out of town. She's been out again. I'm waiting till she comes back. Probably getting dick down, acting like a dumb slag. But it's cool though. I'm waiting till she gets home. As soon as she walks in, I'm going through the bitch's phone. Like, and then I say, like, oh, I hear the keys. She's coming up the stairs. Shh, don't make a sound. Let's see if she's bringing someone else around. And I'm like, and then, like, I've got my gun with me. We'll all be dead by the time the police come and get me. Like, all of this shit. And it kind of like escalates. And then she comes in and I confront her, and like, it's like a whole story throughout the thing. Wow. And yeah, people think like they think I'm a piece of shit because they associate me with the person in the song, but it's not
the
me.
Character.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You know, like, when you know, when you like watch like a film or some shit, and there's a character who's a piece of shit, and every time you see that actor, you're like, that fucking piece of shit, because you associate the actor. He did such a good job that you associate him with the character that you fucking hate. And yeah, you fucking hate that. I hate that piece of shit actor because he played that.
But I mean, fuck Leonardo DiCaprio. He fucked the bear. I ain't doing none of that. I ain't fucking with that guy.
Yeah, for me, it's like what's it from Prison Break? The fucking Teddy from Prison Break.
Oh, that fucking rapist!
That character,
I hate that motherfucker.
Yeah, that character. You just see him and you're like, that piece of shit. But yeah, he's a really good actor, though. Clearly,
for sure. I'm gonna pull a question from the chat, lighten the mood here a little bit. Silent Storm wants to talk a little bit of shit. DK, who do you want to battle in the independent scene?
No.
Or who would you battle?
I'd battle anybody, really, if it was the like. Here's the for me, we're battling. This is the way I look at it. If a battle is an argument, I'm not gonna have an argument for no reason, right? If I argue, I only argue when I'm right. If I only argue when I'm right, I'm always gonna win. You cannot beat me. So if somebody's done some shady shit and we end up having a diss track battle or whatever, I'm probably going to do it if it's a genuine thing, I'm doing it for the right reasons. Right. So I'm not going to lose because I have facts and truth behind me, and you're a piece of shit, and everybody's going to know, because I don't battle for the sake of it. It's not just going to be bars. I'm going to tell them, you said this, you said that, I did this, you did that, this person said that, It's all going to be facts. And people are going to be like, well, you can't argue with that. Oh, but this guy had good bars. Yeah, but this guy was telling the truth.
Right.
That's that.
So he switched up his question based on your answer. He's like, diss tracks or bagging tracks? Just name a name and talk some shit.
Silent Storm always starting some shit, man.
I don't know, like fucking. There's not really like anybody that's in like the YouTube rap community. I feel like we've weeded out all the assholes pretty much. Do you know what I mean? Like anybody who's left is just cool. Like,
Do you guys ever fuck around and battle each other on your discords?
nah, no, we just I don't know. I don't like I said, like I don't battle for the sake of battling. It's just like even when I dissed as is, I had like I was saying genuine shit. Like people didn't really understand because like as is posted, so there's a reactor who has some kind of disability, and as is posted like a picture of him on his Instagram and said, "Oh, these stands are sending aliens now to like taking the piss out of a disabled guy," and like the disabled guy's like deformed and shit, like, and like, yeah, and I saw that shit. I was like, this guy's a fucking piece of shit, like, and then, and that's why I mentioned on the. Because on the first one, he says some shit about Eminem's dead uncle, you know, saying you're sucking your Uncle Ronnie's dick and shit. And then I said in my diss track like that you're like talking like about Ronnie, keep it dead out your mouth. We only heard of your group because them shouted you out.
Facts.
Like it was just that I was picking like genuine shit that I had a problem with. Like I just didn't. I thought the guy was just a fucking.
So you pretty much you're gonna battle if it's necessary to battle. You're just not gonna just fucking go write a couple of bars or 32 or 48 to somebody for no reason. There has to be a reason behind shit.
If we're talking about dissing, like I mean, in the Stevie Knight tournament, we was battling each other, but in a different way. We're not battling each other because to me, a battle is like dissing someone.
Right.
Like if we're talking like just like the Stevie Knight tournament, like where we're battling in terms of just who can make the better shit. Like we've got the same beat and I'll battle anyone. Like I don't give a shit. Like I'll try my best, win or lose, whatever. I'll put my best foot forward. Like I said it in the Stevie Knight tournament. I said against Grizzy, like so the rumor is that me versus Grizzy, I ain't winning. They treat me like Keith Ledger. Like fuck it, I'll play the villain. And you think I'm done with sharing my bitch or I'm going mad? Because even if I win it, man, I'm going out. No, wait. No, even if I lose it, man, I'm going out swinging. And to win it all, shit, I ain't holding my breath. I change in the booth. I come out with an S on my chest. Like, because I said I ain't going to hold my breath. Like, I know I ain't going to win this shit. I ain't going to hold my breath. Like, I didn't think I'm going to win. I'm not the fan favorite. But you know what? If I do lose, I'll go out swinging. Like, I mean, that's the thing.
And come out with that S on my chest. That is
yeah. See that one, I was really trying to actually come with like every bar, like is like a
fucking
like a bar crawl. It's gonna be bar after bar. If I battle you, you'll literally get sentenced to death. Like
you wanted to come punch after punch after straight.
Punching people's heads off.
Yeah, because I was going against Grizzy. Like I had to like make sure every bar. Like if I'm taking Grizzy out, I've got to come correct. You can't you can't come half-assed. So yeah, I had to just fucking come out swinging on that motherfucker. But
who's your favorite YouTube rapper?
I don't have one, to be honest. I don't know. I don't know. I like different things from different people. I don't think there's like a clear like. Oh, he's the best. I feel like Luke Gorn is up there for me. Like just consistency wise, he's consistent. Everything he drops is like the video is shot so well. Like the quality is like up here. Everything, and he's consistent. He works hard. He's like everything. Like I don't hear a mistake. I don't see a mistake, like at all. Like
that Tech
Luke
9
Gorn,
shit was fucking. That Tech 9 track was fucking lethal. That he dropped.
Luke Gorn's sick. Like I've always said it. Like Luke Gorn to me is one of the people that have the most potential to like make it to the mainstream. Like I always said that. So I'd probably just say Luke, just for argument's sake. But like,
okay.
What are your feels about Screwface's music?
Yeah, I don't like Screw. I think like he's one of those people that just. You know, like he's like left the YouTube community, and I'm glad because he's just I don't know, it was just negativity. Like he just I don't know. He's just one of the people I just didn't want to associate with. But like music wise, I like one of his songs, the one he did with Quedeca. Like, I actually genuinely like that song, like the Illy Mode one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that song was dope. But like, I don't know. And his Dax diss was good. But I don't know. He's not very consistent for me. Like, he can rap, but like in terms of like song making, his songs I don't think are very good. Like that Illy Mode one, he had a really catchy hook, like, and he did the hook himself
Right.
on that one. He did the hook, and it was a good hook, good verses. Like the song was really good. But yeah, like
I'm kind of on the same fence. I share a lot of the same, not the opinion because I don't know him, but music wise. But I did like the Easy Mill track he did also.
Yeah, he
don't
killed
know
it
if
on
I
that
heard
Easy
that
track one.
Yeah, it's just like there was just a lot of shit that like that I just he'd say stuff, and like same with, like, his friend Mumphu as well. Like they'd just be talking shit. And first of all, like the racism shit, like sometimes people be so pro black that they're just anti-white. That shit I don't fuck with, because I fuck with equality. Like it's got to be the same rule for everyone. It can't be one rule for one and another rule
Right.
for another one. Always, I can do that because I'm black. No, they don't work that way with me. Like you are human and I'm human, and it's the same rule for both. You shouldn't be saying some shit about white people, and white people shouldn't be saying some shit about black
Facts.
people, and that's the way it should be. And for example, I'm gonna give you an example. So, High Res put the International Rap Cipher out, right? I was on it, and then Mumphu tweeted, "I wonder how many of these white people on this cipher said the N word." And it's just like, why? Like what? So and then I just said, and I retweeted it, and I said, "LOL, the irony." And he was like, "What? Where's the irony?" And I was like, "You constantly preach about, not like being anti-racism and all of this shit, but yet as soon as we come together, we're coming together on an international rap cipher. There was white people, black people, Mexican people, Indian people. Like it was people from every fucking country, race, whatever. We're all coming together in a positive thing and making music together,
Right.
and all uniting. And then you want to tweet some shit that's trying to cause separation. Oh, I wonder how many of these white people said that. And why are you trying to separate? Like, I just don't get it. Like, you say you're anti-racism and you want unity, but yet you're like causing separation.
Well, the
I just
main
don't
thing
get
that
it.
I've noticed, I've watched Screwface a lot, and ever since he started going to this whole race thing and
Yeah.
running with that race thing, I kind of stopped watching it because I'm Hispanic, but I get mistaken a lot for being black.
Mm.
But the way that I think of it is, if you're dope, you're fucking dope. My favorite fucking rapper is white.
Mm.
For people to just come and say, "Oh, bring that whole race thing into it," it's just stupid. If you're fucking corny, it don't matter what color you are, you're corny.
Yeah.
And that's just a fact. And ever since he started going down that route, like on his reactions, he said, I kind of don't fuck with it no more because of that. Because I don't want to listen to that negative shit. I don't want to. I don't want to. Dude, if you're gonna react to somebody because of their skill level, not because of the color of their fucking skin.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like, it's because I had the same thing. Like I used to fuck with Screw, and then like slowly but surely, I like kind of like came off of it because for that, like, do you know one of the things that I saw, like everybody on his videos was commenting some shit like like what was it? It was like, "Oh, you take too long to get to the point." Like he'd have a long intro where he just yaps and yaps and yaps. And like the top comments, hundreds of thumbs up saying the shit. Every comment is saying the same shit. And then you're just ignoring your fans. And I was just like, why don't you just shorten your intro? Like, why don't you take constructive criticism? Like, why don't you listen to what your fans are saying to you? Like, and he's like, "Oh, they're all Dax fans." No, they ain't, motherfucker. I watched your reactions and I'm like, all right, come on, fucking hell, get on with it. And I like skip. I'm not a Dax fan. It's a genuine thing that you're taking 5 hours in an intro. And it's just like, it was like little things like that. It was the ego, the not listening to people, all of that stuff. And then the racism shit and like stuff like, not that he's racist, but it's just, I'm not saying he's racist, but just, it's like I explained, the whole like, that whole shit, it was just, it kind of threw me off, you know?
Silent Storm says, what? Wait, then why do you say the N-word? This is why I say the N-word. First of all, I was born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, and that racist shit doesn't exist over there, so we say what we want. That's first, Silent Storm, so shut up. Second of all, in my 23andMe, I'm 36% West African, so you can kiss my ass.
I'm 1% Finnish. Which is funny. But this is interesting though, because I'm actually Hispanic as well. I think I'm from Spain. So is that considered Hispanic or is that different?
That's okay. Like that's just, so what are you saying? Like that's so weird.
That's a good question. I think that's like the borderline of Hispanic.
Well, white guys that live in Africa are African.
Yeah, but
right?
I'm not saying that because I'm half Spanish, I should be able to say the N-word. That's not what I was getting at. I was just saying what is considered Hispanic, because like
someone born in Spain.
Yeah, so Spain is considered Hispanic, right? So you got so what type of Hispanic are you? Are you like Mexican, Caribbean? So like, because I know that you got like Dominican, I think Cuba,
Puerto Rico,
yeah. Then you got like, South America is that considered Hispanic? This for good. I'm asking because I don't know.
Yeah, it is. Like
because they speak Spanish
minus Brazil.
Because Brazil doesn't. They speak Portuguese.
So maybe you're Spanish then.
I'm half Spanish. My dad's Spanish. Yeah, so I'm like.
And then you're Spanish, not Hispanic.
I'm half Spanish. I don't know, but that's the thing. Is like is Spanish Hispanic? Because like it all comes from Spain, right? But then if it's not Hispanic, what is Spain then?
Spaniards.
Spaniard.
Because it confuses the fuck out of me.
I think Hispanic. I think Hispanic is the Latino.
Yeah, because I think that might be the difference. Maybe Spanish people are like Hispanic, but not Latino, and then Latino is like Mexicans and South Americans.
You wouldn't consider a person from Spain Latino. They won't call them Latino. They just won't be Latino. They're more Spaniard. They're more the original OGs. We're a bunch of mutts on this end.
Yeah, because that's what confuses me, because like I feel like it's always like all of this thing about like I said, like fucking Latinos, but then it's like Spain. But this is the thing that confuses me as well. Think about this: Latinos comes from Latin, and Latin comes from Rome. So, but Italy's aren't Latinos. There's the thing that just, I don't know, the whole thing confuses the life out of me.
Look, I haven't drank enough to have this conversation.
I've been thinking about stuff like this quite a bit. Yesterday, we was talking yesterday about why Americans say the date the other way and stuff like that. And I was saying, like, you know, because England, we do the days, the months, then the years, because a day is smaller than a month, and the month is smaller than the year. So it makes sense in that sense. And we was just looking at the logic behind the American one. It was just interesting.
See, now I want to know the answer. Who got Google?
There isn't an answer. That's the thing. Like, we Googled it, we was looking at it. There isn't really an answer.
That's funny shit.
Yeah. Because Dwayne was saying, well, it's just the way we say it. We say June 6th. So we just write it like that because we say it like that. And I was like, but surely the writing came before the speech. Like, when they calculated time and shit, it was all maths and written down. So surely it was written down before it was expressed vocally. I don't know. It's
too late at night to get so technical.
See, in the States, we just do things. There's no explanation. We just do it.
We just do it. We just do what we want.
You guys just
Pretty
created
much.
daylight savings time.
Yeah. There should just be an internet time where it's just one time and everybody can relate to the internet time, and it could be like, oh, we'll do it at like 6 o'clock internet time, and then everybody just goes by that one time zone.
But yeah, then the farmers are going to be fucked.
Why?
Isn't that the main reason for daylight savings for the farmers?
I don't know, but wouldn't it be the same thing? If
There's no
everybody
BK,
went by
you're
the
making
same
me use
time,
brain cells that I destroyed years ago.
it's because it's all a mind fuck. That's the thing.
It is.
It just fucks with you. I'll be thinking about shit like this. It's weird. I'm actually really thirsty. Need to get a drink.
Go grab a drink. It's all good.
Yeah,
Go grab
actually,
a drink.
I'll be back in 2 seconds. Hold on.
1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Lies. Silent Storm over here talking all types of shit. Nigga, I say nigga whenever I nigga want. How about that? I ain't tiptoeing around shit. If you born and raised in a place, all right, so if I'm born and raised in an area or in a spot that all we say is that, what do you expect me to say? It's part of my language.
Yeah, they was talking about. They asked Big Nasty that question, like, is it okay for somebody from England, from London, to say like, let's say like Jamaican words and stuff like wagwan and stuff like that, because it's a part of like, if you're from London,
Same with Toronto.
from like
Same
the hood or whatever.
Same shit.
Yeah, you say like, there's like a certain dialect that they talk with, like, they say that stuff like wagwan and fucking you and all of these things.
I see it, and this is the way I'm always going to say this 100% of the time. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. If you watch my reactions, I have no fucking filter. I don't care what I say. I say it when I say it. It is what it is. If you don't like it, you don't have to watch it. You don't have to subscribe. It's all good. I don't care what skin color you are. Say what the fuck you want. Who cares? All this tiptoeing around saying certain things because you don't want to offend this type of... Cool. Grow the fuck up and understand.
Here's the thing as well. Being black as well is a skin color, right? It's not about where you're from. So if you're black, you're black. But then is where it gets confusing. Let's say Logic, right? He's half black, but he ain't fucking black. He's white. He's white like me. You look at him. He's white.
Until he said the N-word on the track, I didn't know that he was half black.
Yeah, you kind of consider him like a white rapper in your head, but even though he's not. But I think that's why he goes on about the biracial thing so much. But I just find it interesting because even though he's black by blood, he's not physically black. So then there was like a woman who spoke about it on TikTok, and she was getting cancelled for it because she was like, well, she's like, if you ain't actually black, like by skin color, then you haven't gone through what black people go through, because black people have gone through racism because of the way they look. If you can get by through life without looking black, then you're not going to get treated like you're black, because they're not going to treat you or by what, like, they're going to think you're white, so they're going to treat you like you're white, right? You're not going to get the same.
You're not going to get the same backlash. You're not going to get the same treatment. And you get, look, my kids are all lighter than me.
Yeah,
I'm in Florida, so I'm in the South. So I deal with a lot of racist shit without even being. I don't represent being black. I'm not black. I'm Hispanic. I'm a my mom and my dad both are Dominican. I'm 100% Hispanic, but I deal.
But Dominicans are, I think, mostly black, aren't they? Anyway?
No, Dominicans. My dad is Shakespeare's color. So they're not the majority of Dominicans. If you really, there's blonde hair, blue eyed Dominicans. We get this skin color from Haiti, from the mixture between Haiti and us, because we're so damn close.
Yeah.
So it kind of.
What do you mean you're so damn? What do you mean you're so damn close? It's the same island.
it's there's a line between it. There's like 13 cows and a couple of chickens dividing us.
There's paint on the sidewalk that separates it.
but that being said, like I deal with it. I tell my kids, I'm happy that they didn't come out that because I know they won't deal with that type of shit. And that's just a fact of life. It's just depending what you look like, that's what you got to deal with. And I understand it. And I get that there's a lot of shit, but you cannot tell me right now that half of these African Americans that are out here right now, you're not dealing with racism like they were dealing with back in the day when your great grandparents were dealing with it and stuff like that. So don't act like you have the same type of fucking struggle, because you don't. You'll probably run into 3-4 racist people in your whole entire lifetime, and you want to take it and run with it. And to me, it's like, okay, I get it. I deal with it too. It sucks. But they're ignorant. That nigga word, it came from nigga. From being an ignorant fucking person, not knowing the difference between I am in the same level as you in life, point blank, and deal with it. And there's some people that don't want to understand that. They just see your skin color and they go for that. And it's fucked up. But you got 250,000 fucking subscribers. What are you bitching about?
So the thing for me is, why racism is so fucking stupid. This is the main reason. Like, if you just look at it like this, what the fuck has skin color got to do with anything? Like, it does nothing. Like, there's no difference between people because they have a different skin color. Now, religion, culture, different story. That makes a difference because people with different religions have different thought process, different beliefs, different cultures. That can cause some kind of friction. That makes sense. That's an actual reason to be like, oh, for example, I wouldn't want to date somebody from a certain culture just because I am dating somebody from a certain culture, and it's a pain in the ass, right? Like, because their culture now gets pushed onto you, right? And then I have to act a certain way because you've got. Why the fuck do I have to? Like, you do what you want, right? If you want to live by your culture, you live by your culture. Why the fuck am I, somebody who doesn't have a culture, why am I getting that shit pushed onto me? Because now you're telling me how to live.
Right.
I don't need to follow your fucking culture. I don't need to follow your fucking religion or whatever the fuck you want to follow. Fuck yourself. I'll do what the fuck I want, and that's that, right? So that is a different story, because that actually I get it. Skin color though, it doesn't make a difference. There's no culture isn't
the way I see it. The way I see it is, no matter what color you are, me personally, I don't give a fuck what color you are. There's people in all different type of race and colors that they have assholes in there. If you're an asshole, I don't fuck with you. If you're not an asshole, I fuck with you. That's the way I
and they're
live
not
my
an
life
arsehole because of their
since day
skin
one.
color. Their skin color makes no difference to the only. Okay, this actually the skin color can make a difference on who you are as a person, but it's not your skin color. It's the way you've been treated because of your skin color, and that can change the way that you are as a person, right? Because like you said, if you grew up black and you experienced a lot of racism, you might think, fuck white people, they're pieces of shit, and then you might become racist towards white people because of the way they've treated you. So therefore your skin color has now altered the way you think and the way you act. But that's not really the skin color that did that. It's more the way you was treated that did that, which the root of the problem was the skin color. But in terms of that, maybe, but like, that's the only way that it affects who you are as a person, really. If you that's the only logic I can think of that just makes sense. You know what I mean?
I'll fuck with everybody. I don't care what it is.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons I'm so happy that I was born and raised in Toronto, because like it's the most multicultural city in the world. Like literally, my class pictures growing up as kids was like a Benetton Colors ad. Like my best friends were from every race and religion you can fucking
same
think
as
of.
London.
That realistically, yeah, there was racism, but that was the parents of the kids. Like we didn't fucking see that shit. We didn't care what fucking color your skin was. Let's fucking
See, and
have
that's
fun.
the
Let's
thing.
play.
Like, in New York, it was the same thing. New York, that didn't mean, dude. In my block, there was Puerto
Nah,
Rican, black.
that's true to an extent. Like, dude, walk J Street, Brooklyn doesn't like certain people from certain areas walking through there. Little Italy doesn't like certain people walking there.
I was.
Certain
What are you
areas.
talking about? I was in Little Italy, like the majority of my youth. I had friends in there. I always hung out there. New York is not about race. New York mainly is about, if I don't know you, if your face does not look familiar to me, I don't want you in my fucking block because I don't know what you're going to be doing in my block.
Okay.
That's the type of thing that I grew up. It was more territorial than anything else. When I moved down to Florida, I was getting hit with the racism left and right, and I'm looking at I'm like, I'm not black. Like, why are you even talking to me like that? Like, that didn't make no sense to me. And it hit me harder because I never was brought up with that type of shit. That didn't mean anything to us in New York. And the type of people I hung out with, Italians, I hung out with Chinese people, I hung out with Puerto Ricans, Dominican, it didn't matter. And when I came down to Florida, it just hit me like a ton of bricks because I wasn't expecting it. No one gave me a flyer saying, hey, this is what's going to happen when you come down here, which is cool, which I'm like, all right, that's just like what DK was saying. That's how they were just brought up. They were brought up to have that type of mentality, so you can't really blame them. I mean, yeah, they're going to piss you off with what they're saying, but if they were brought up that certain way, can't really fucking blame them. That's just how they were. But in my mind, I'm just like, I was always brought up, man, it didn't matter. It was the person. How are you as a person is what defines you if I'm going to like you or not.
Facts.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying that culture, that's where culture makes a difference. Because the way you are as a person, if you grew up in a certain culture, it's going to change your thought process, the way you look at things, the way you think. And then that can cause separation. And same with religion as well. People that believe in different religions, that causes separation, which is why in the One World Cipher, I said, fuck religion, it just causes separation. And people were like, well, isn't it ironic that you're saying that unity, but yet you're saying fuck religion, which is causing separation? No, it's not. Me saying fuck religion, if I am one person causing a separation, imagine how much separation religion is causing.
Right.
So like you're like, I'm saying get rid of religion completely. If you get rid of culture completely, then we'd literally all be the same. That's the only difference. But that's all of these things cause separation. Everything causes separation. Like where you're from, the language you speak, your culture, your religion. It just makes us all different. And then people argue because I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, and then they both argue about who's right. Do you know what I mean? It's like it just causes like conflict. And I mean, look how many wars have been fought because of religion. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So many. Like
You mean there's been wars over religion? I'm just kidding.
it's fucking crazy, isn't it? Like think about it. Like the amount of fucking death and fucking destruction that's been made from religion. This is why I don't believe in religion. It's like
Yep.
I
My family knows all about it.
I just don't believe in nothing. I'm just open-minded. I'm just like, if tomorrow some proof came out that there was an afterlife or whatever, I'd be like, oh, cool. And then I'd, react accordingly. But like, yeah, I don't believe in like hell or heaven or any of that stuff.
See, I was born and raised Catholic. So in our mind, it was all that. There's heaven, there's hell. You do bad, you go down. You do good, you go up. All that. As I got older, I started realizing something, and I started dipping into different type of religions, like studying them, researching them, and all that. It's all the same shit. It's said differently. It's different things that you do, but essentially it's all the same stuff. Yeah. And in my mind, I would like to think that I have some type of common sense. And in my mind, if the end result's the same for everybody, what the fuck's the issue?
Yeah. See, my thing, what I believe is, so if you do good stuff, right, and you follow, so let's take the Bible for example. You follow the Bible and you do everything the Bible says and all that shit. You go to the best place ever. Now you don't follow the Bible, you don't believe in God, or you sin or do whatever. You go to the worst place imaginable. So you could be a good person, but you just like don't believe in God. You're going to hell because you didn't take Jesus in your heart. So now you're going to be tortured and suffer for the whole of eternity just because you didn't believe in something, even though you're a good person. If that's the case, then God's a piece of shit. Because if you're sending a good person to be tortured for the rest of eternity just because he didn't believe in you, then you've got a serious ego on you. And
That's
like that is
fact.
what it can't be true. It can't be. If God is real, he's going to be a good person. And there's no way he's going to send a good person to be fucking tortured. That's my first thing. And my second thing is, I think it's just a scare tactic. It was law before law, right? Now we have laws. You go to prison, whatever. Back then there was no law. So it's like it's to keep people in line. Like you follow these rules, you should not kill, you should not steal, you should not do this. All of these, they're just laws, and then you go to hell. So it's like to scare you and keep you in line. That's my like belief system.
Right.
So it's just more based on like common sense.
See, my thing is, I personally, I believe there is a God. The whole, I don't want to say, it's mainly stories in the Bible. All that is just, I take it as a guideline, more of if you're in a certain situation, you can read a chapter and it kind of helps you with that situation.
If you look at it as a metaphor.
I believe in there is a higher power and all that. I personally believe in that myself, but I can understand how somebody like you could believe in the other way, taking it that other route. I could appreciate that because in a way, it's all still faith. You have faith in something.
Yeah.
It may not be what I believe in, and that's cool. It doesn't have to be what I believe in. As long as you believe in something and just live your life as a good person, forget about the consequences of what you're going to get if you don't live your life as a good person. Forget about all that. Just being a good person, period.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
to me,
the shit that pisses me off
what makes me like. That's why I'm good with. I don't believe in God, and I don't believe in this, and I don't believe. That's cool to me. Be a good person, live your life good, do good for others, and you're good. You're period good. Whether there's an afterlife or not, it doesn't matter.
Agreed.
All of us in this world need to be together and actually help each other through things. And if you see somebody struggling, it's not going to kill you to help that person out for 2-3 seconds just to help that person out. Forget about what you're going to get in return, because that's the one thing that I hate. I'm doing this because I want to get this. Yeah. No, just do it because you see that person struggling.
Exactly.
And just help that person out.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with everything you just said. Everybody should be able to believe what they want. Everybody should respect others' beliefs.
As long as you're doing it for positive. Like what pisses me off is the fucking
100%.
the fucking crack dealers going to church and fucking and repenting on their sins and no, okay, everything's good. No, motherfucker, it's not fucking good. Like I'm Jewish. My parents didn't force and preach the fucking religion and pound it into us. They let us fucking believe in what we wanted to believe. They didn't force us to go to like temple and all that shit. But it's like, if you're gonna believe in what you believe in and be a positive role model, that's all that fucking matters. If you're a good fucking person, nothing else should fucking matter.
Which was my point. If you are a good person, but like why would you be sent to hell? You know what I mean? It makes no sense. Like if you're like this, because and that's why I don't. But like it's like if you want to believe in God, cool. But you could use your own common sense and be like, well, if God does exist, he's going to be a better person than all of us, apparently, right? So why the fuck? Like, if we as humans wouldn't send this person to hell, why would God do it? Like, surely he's better than us, and we're going, nah, that's fucked up. For him to like that guy's a good person, what he just don't believe, or he sinned one time, so he's going to be tortured for the whole of eternity. forever. Like we're talking eternity, being tortured. Like I don't like honestly. Like I've seen like people that might even be like they might have killed people, and I've literally seen videos of people being tortured, and I'm like the guy doesn't deserve it. Like, and I was watching one guy. He was like the guy was cutting off meat off his body, and then put the knife here, and he was cracking his ribs with the knife, and like had the guy gagged.
What
and I was
shit
like,
are you?
I don't know.
What
What
are
are
you
you?
watching?
What are you watching?
It popped
The
up
fuck
on like
do you watch?
fucking Facebook or some shit, and I saw it, and I was like, oh my fucking god! It's kind of one of them things where you don't want to watch it, but at the same time, you kind of your curiosity just
Right.
things. But like, it gave me nightmares. Like I thought about that for weeks. Like I'd be going to sleep at night, and I could picture the video in my head, and I was like, this is fucked. Like this, I don't know what this guy's done, but I don't think he deserves that. Like, kill him, sure. If he's done something bad, pop him in the fucking head, and it's over, and he's dead. That's it. But torturing him, like, it's well too far. So imagine what goes on in hell, and you think this good person deserves it. That's why I know that
When I think of
true.
what goes on in hell, I think of that Adam Sandler Little Nicky and
That
the
was
devil
fire.
and the devil shoving
film.
fucking pineapples up
Pineapples?
Hitler's ass.
Yeah.
You see,
Yeah.
but back to that. Like I said, I'm Catholic, but my son is more spiritual.
Mm.
He doesn't define.
My
He doesn't
mum was
believe.
spiritual.
He doesn't believe there's a God. He doesn't believe in any of that. And I'm not gonna. I support him for believing what he wants to believe in. He's more of a spiritual being.
Yeah.
He's more of the energy that you give out. That's what you receive back, type of deal.
I'm that way. That's me.
And I love that because, like I told him, as long as you believe in something, I don't care. Like, believe in something so like that you can have that to help you push forward and do what you got to do. But like I said, I was born and raised Catholic, but I'm not practicing. I'm not into it like that. I believe in if you're a good person, I'm gonna help you out, and you're gonna
what
be
it should
good.
be. That's all it should be. And you shouldn't like if you're a good person, then that should be it. Do you know what I mean? It shouldn't be based on was you a hard follower of your religion? Like, did you do everything by the book? Did you follow every rule? That shouldn't matter. It should just be, did you live your life and be a good person? Everybody
But like what Silent Storm is saying right now, religion now, and I agree with him 110%. Religion now is more of a business than it is anything else.
Yeah. Because like I said at the beginning, it was a control system. And just think about this as well, right? You go to school as a kid, and like in England, first of all, you have Christmas. Every year, kids are excited for Christmas because it's Jesus's birthday, and you get presents. You get brainwashed as a kid, like, oh, it's Jesus's birthday. So, like, what's a kid gonna think? A kid's just gonna grow up believing the shit because it's been pushed onto him. The kid doesn't know enough to be able to see, like, and think for himself. It's only when you get older and you might be so stuck into that where you can't see outside of it, or you might be more like yourself, that where you said I grew up Catholic, but then I started kind of thinking for myself and I made up my own mind. And that's the thing. It's like with my wife, she's like a Christian, and we argue about God all the fucking time because she's like she'll say shit like, I know God exists, and I'm like, well, you don't. I'm like, no, like nobody knows. Like you that's the whole point of faith. Nobody knows. Right. You believe that God exists. You have faith that God exists. You don't know. That I do know. I'm like, well, you fucking don't know. Stop talking shit. Like, you're being dumb. Like, nobody knows. You can't say that you know. And then we just start arguing about it. And it's just like, it's just silly because she just, I don't know, like, just be real about it. Just be like, I believe in it, and that's it. Say you believe. Don't say you know. You don't fucking know shit. Nobody knows nothing. Like, we're humans. We're dumb as fuck. We don't know shit.
There's nothing worse than stupid people.
Well, there's one thing that I do know. There's one thing that I do know. We've been going at this for 2 hours now.
Yeah, we have. It's fucking late. It's bedtime for you, isn't it?
It's like 2:15 in the morning.
Yeah, you need to get some sleep.
It's all good. It's all good. Talks
I
good.
know for a fact that this has been one of my the interviews that I've been waiting for to do. Because DK, I fuck with you hardcore, brother. Your music is out of this world for me.
Thank you, man.
And I got a lot of reactions coming from DK. He's got a new album coming out the end of December, December 31st. It is called Supernova 2 Aftermath. Please go ahead and stream that. Is it going to be in all streaming platforms?
Yeah, it'll be everywhere.
It's going to be everywhere, people. Go ahead and cop that. DK, thank you so much, man. I appreciate your time. I know you a busy man. I appreciate you. Shakespeare, go wax your head and go to sleep. I'm going to talk to you guys. We're going to talk to you guys later on. I got some reactions coming. DK again, brother. Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here, bro.
I had fun.
And on to the next one, my brother. Good conversation. I think I'm going to have you. I'm starting to do this. I want to start doing this real vibe talk where I get some people in there and we have a little conversation. So I'm definitely going to hit you up on that. If you want to join, I would greatly appreciate that.
I'd be down.
I'll talk to you guys later. Shakespeare, go to bed, my brother.
See you later.
Guys, we love you. Thank you for the support. Thank you for the interaction. Love you guys so much. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Peace.